We are. I want to do a separate video on this frame coating and how I got mine to look the way I did. So what you guys are going to need for a few different tools is you're going to need a seated cart, you're going to need a creeper or rolling flat cart. This way you can get underneath and get all the angles that you need to get both the front side of the frame, the back side of the frame, the axle, and the leaf springs. Again, what we are using is a simple truck bed coating. This works really good, but here's the trick. Don't overspray bolts. Try to do only a light mist coat over bolts, but over big bulky parts of the frame, you can put 2 layers. And there has been times I have done that. Let's take a look at mine here and I'll give you guys a better explanation. Again, make sure you guys have a rolling cart like this, a flat cart, or a seated cart like this. You will need that to get in here. You're going to want to get all the way up into your wheel well. You're going to want to get your frame inside and outside, so make sure you get both the front and the back of the frame. Get around here. Rust likes to cake in, especially if you live in the rust belt. Snow, ice, and mud loves to stick in this area, so the more protection we can get in here, the better. Mine had the helper bags. I did have to put new U-bolts on it to hold my helper bags down. Guys, this is something important. You will need to take this U-bolt out and either replace it with a new one or whatever the case might be, but this has to come out and away so you can clean underneath here and spray some Bedliner underneath there. You can also get the axle like I did, and I coated the top side. I went and got underneath. I used a jack if I needed to jack the vehicle up. I got the shock mounts there, and obviously the leaf springs. I came from several different angles to coat these leaf springs. This is a big thing. The leaf springs love to get rusty. They stick out far enough where they catch all the debris, and they do rust quite a bit. Also, we clean this up. In the next video, I'm going to be talking about this spacer, guys, so make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Make sure you guys like this video. In the next one, we are going to be talking about that spacer, so that is coming up. I'm also going to be talking about these wheel spacers, at least on the rear. I have talked about them on the front, but we will be doing one for the rear here, so that you guys have all the information that you need. Once you get your coating done on your frame, you can start putting things back together. As you guys seen, I already went through and put my helper bags back in. I do have to air them up slightly just because I do want a little bit of pressure there, but I don't want to get too carried away and overinflate those. So what you guys need to know about this is the reason we go through this and put this much work and time into our vehicles is so that they last longer. If my frame rots out before the vehicle is actually to the age where it should rot out, I'm prematurely replacing this vehicle when I don't have to. Also, I can get proactive and fix issues that might be coming if I get after it quick enough. That'll also be a future video when we go ahead and take this stuff off and prep this for more Bedliner, only because it's going to be covered by something else. Our point is to cut off the oxygen supply to the metal. And that's what this truck Bedliner coating does. It literally cuts off all oxygen to the metal, meaning that it won't get wet, it can't absorb any moisture, so the rust process stops. And this is why the new oil-based coatings are working really well, because the oil-based coatings actually soak into the metal, keeping the metal from holding moisture. It wicks the water away. This does the same purpose, but with a durable coating, it can take a hit. Meaning that if I do have a rock that comes off of a tire and hits this, I don't have to worry about it causing damage. And it's easy to touch up if it does happen to scratch because it was aggressive enough. This makes this kind of coating real simple to maintain, real easy to do. It just takes the time of pulling the wheels off, getting everything to hang as loose as possible so you can reach in and spray everything. And that is the biggest trick to doing the rear suspension. The biggest trick is to get this rear axle to hang down. If it's still pushed up in, there's going to be angles where you can't reach very well. Plus, you're going to have a hard time reaching under the underside of the box. This is another area that's really difficult to get to, and why it's always advised when you're going to do something like this, get it up on a sturdy set of jack stands like I have here. These are 6-ton jack stands all the way maxed out, meaning I have them as high up as they'll go because I needed to lower this down for the next video. Guys, we're really growing this year. We're doing really awesome. Make sure you guys are hitting that like button, hit the subscribe button, ring that notification bell so you get notified when I drop new videos, and I'll see you on the next one.